ShinRobjira.
Oh, hey, how's it going, everybody? It's me, ShinRobjira. As you can see right next to me, I've got a box. I don't know if you can even tell from this angle, but it's not small, it's not huge, but it's a box. And as you can see by the title, this is a mystery Evangelion box. I call this a mystery because this is from eBay. I was bidding on an auction and I completely forgot about it. And I just recently saw that I won and the box showed up today. I didn't look at any of the pictures. I just saw Evangelion 3-piece set, so I'm not even sure what's in here. Although knowing my bias, there is definitely a Rei Ayanami sinking in here somewhere. So I thought it would be kind of fun to open up the box loot anime style.
May you rest in peace, brother.
And we'll take it over to the good old reviewing table and we'll take a look at whatever we pull out.
So without further ado, I'm Sean Connery, yes, and we are going to open this box. I voiced a talking dragon that gave half of his heart to a prince who turned out to be a total douchebag.
The only thing that I actually did with this box, I took out the shipping info because I can't have you lot knowing where I live. I love that you watch my videos. I love that you're supportive of me, but I don't wanting it anywhere near my house. That wouldn't be fun. Although I'm pretty sure most of you aren't even in New Jersey. But if you ever see me out in the wild, say hello. We'll take Instagram pictures and get pizza together or something. Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't look inside the box. So I'm gonna look at you all, dead in the eye. Wow, credits to the seller. The packaging is tight.
My favorite character, newspaper.
Okay, it seems like these two are paired up together. I guess we'll go with this one first. Think I know what this is. I think I just remembered what it was. Let's get it going. Oh wow, credit to this eBay seller, ePay. I mean, that's essentially what I'm doing. I am ePaying for something, but credit to this seller, man. Wow, man. If only all eBay sellers can package their stuff up like this. And if only USPS wouldn't tell me that my package is arriving tomorrow and then it arrives the same day that it actually arrives in my city. But I'm smarter than that. I've learned. In my time here with the YouTube channel, I have learned that, yeah, you really can't trust what USPS has to say about delivery days anymore. Oh, suck me dry.
Daddy.
Don't worry, we're gonna take a better look at this guy once we get him out of the box, but holy shit. This is a Sega prize figure, holy crap. Officially licensed by Gainax, made in China. Here's the opposite side. If only my camera could focus. Project Ava, Evangelion 01 test type. Wow. This looks really good for a prize figure. Let's get to the other ones now. Oh, has this never been opened? Oh boy. I'm just looking at the top, so I can't really tell who's what. I definitely know that Rei Ayanami is in here, because Rei's my favorite ever. Ever. I don't like Asuka too much, though her story is heartbreaking and she is a badass. Mari, who... was she in the anime? I'm not even sure. But I know that she appeared in the movies. She was pretty awesome. Okay, since this one's coming out of the bubble wrap first. Wow, go figure. It's Mari. Wow. Holy shit. Man, Sega, these prize figures are pretty awesome. Yep, another Sega prize figure. If only their Sonic games were as good as their figures. This is a big figure too. Is my other Rei figure as big as this? I don't know, we're gonna have to do a whole video about this. Oh man, I guess the mystery is pretty much solved. There's no way this other figure is not Rei. It's absolutely no way. Oh, yep, there is Rei. All right, everybody. I think we're gonna have to take these two lovely ladies and, well, technically, the Ava unit is a female as well, so I guess we'll have to get these lovely ladies out of their boxes and onto the new reviewing table. That's right, you get to see it in the new genetic makeup. That's not the right term. You get to see the new figure, no. You get to see what the figure reviewing desk looks like now, the new one, because this is probably gonna come out on a Monday. So, let's get to that. Man, I gotta hand it to Sega. They really knocked these figures out of the park. I have my share of Sega prize figures, but I think these absolutely take the cake, and I'm not just saying that because I've got new figure goggles on. So as you can see, both Rei and Mari, they are much taller than the Eva Unit 1 figure, and they're pretty much in scale or around the same size as most Sega prize figures are. I believe Mari is a little bit taller, but I just want to cover a few things before we get into paint, detail, and size comparison. One of those things being, this is the only figure that can come off the stand. It's really not going to do you much good, considering there are pegs at the bottom of the figure's feet. And it really can't stand without the stand, so that's about the only thing I really need to cover with these figures, since there is no articulation in them. But now that we have that covered, let's take some measurements. So from this figure's base to the tallest point of the figure, being its shoulder pauldron, this figure is going to be about 8 inches tall. Which, I mean, looking at it in the box, I really wasn't expecting it to be that tall. The main thing that might turn a couple people away from this figure, aside from the fact that it has absolutely no articulation, is that it does have a bit of a wide stance, so it will take up some room on your shelf. As you can see, it's about as tall as it is wide. But that problem could be easily remedied if you just pose the figure a little bit more straightforward. When it comes to Mari, from one side of her base to the other, you're only going to have like about 4 inches to really work with, so it's not going to be too crazy. And from her base to the top of her head, she's going to be about 9.5 inches tall. I actually think this figure is a lot taller than the Rei one, simply because she's kind of standing upright. We can put that theory to the test right now, but first, the stand is going to be pretty much the same, 4 inches. And from the base to the top of her head, she's a little bit shorter than Mari, but is essentially around the same size. Alright, now let's take a look at paint and detail. Starting with Eva Unit 1, the Awakened form, this figure is, oh god, it's amazing. Despite what few paint flubs I found on the figure, this thing, it's intimidating, it's a shelf hog, and it is, oh man, so awesome. No matter where you look on this figure, you're going to get an eye full of paint and detail. Even down to the Eva Force Zeros over here. Okay, bad joke. One part on this figure that I really love is just the regenerated arm. I love that there's golden glitter flakes within the arm. I like that there is still some sculpted detail that you can see if you look hard enough. I'm just glad that it's not a solid piece of vinyl or plastic like I've seen on other figures. If I saw this thing walking around my city, I don't know how safe I would feel, especially considering what happens in the movies when this happens, but you know. When it comes to paint flubs, I've found a few. On the teeth here, you can see that there's some spattered pink paint on the white teeth. It's honestly not majorly noticeable, but it's there. Also, this one little arrow above the regenerated arm is a little messily painted. And over here on the foot, the yellow on the rim of the sneaker, I'll call it, it bled onto the shoe. It's not too bad, mostly because it's on a foot, but it is there. Now, this isn't much of a paint flub, but I thought it was interesting just to showcase. The bottom part of Eva Unit 1's mouth is a dark pink, while the upper part of the mouth is pink. I think this is supposed to signify that there's a tongue there, since they probably couldn't sculpt a tongue inside the mouth. I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting thing to throw out there. Alrighty, moving on to Rei. First off, Sega, nothing but respect for you. The clear translucent vinyl or plastic you used for Rei's hair, you nailed it with all the different hues of blue. Much appreciated. That looks awesome. And I'm actually really surprised that the red on Rei's collar didn't bleed onto the plug suit too much, or even at all, really. Other than that, the 00 on her chest is there, the bolts on her shoulder blades are there, everything is painted as is, looking fantastic. It's just this one little thing though. When you look at both Rei and Mari, their eyes feel a little weirdly applied, and I believe that's because these figures are meant to be shown off at an angle. Take this angle for example, the eyes look a lot better and they don't look as weird and wonky as they did in the last shot. So if you get this figure or the Mari figure and you're looking at the face head on and the eyes just feel weird, place the figure at an angle and I assure you it'll look a lot better. But anyway, back to paint and details. Again, the blue on Rei's hair, fantastic. Killed it. The 0 on Rei's back is very well painted, very nicely sculpted. Not too much to report over here when it comes to this figure, except that both Rei and Mari, they are both painted with metallic colors. So Rei has metallic white, while Mari has a metallic magenta or pink. So that's why this Rei figure is coming off looking a little silver right here and extra shiny. So no, this is not a silver Rei Ayanami figure. Another major point that I have to give Sega a lot of credit for is just the sculpting of the fingers and hands. They look amazing. amazing. Both of Rei's hands are very, very beautifully sculpted. But anyway, like I said earlier, this is one of my favorite Rei figures already. I would definitely say this is an easy second to the 1/6 scale figure that I'm going to show off later on in the video. But this figure isn't perfect. This little square on Rei's thigh over here, you can see that it was kind of shoddily applied. It looks really messy, really bumpy. Over here on the upper part of Rei's thigh, you can see that the paint is a little clumpy, almost like they applied a little bit too much. And while this is very minimal, on the foot area of the plug suit, there is a little bit of blue paint bleeding, but nothing too distracting. And finally, here we are with Mari. Now, I'm not the biggest Mari fan. I don't hate her character or anything like that. I just never saw myself ever getting a Mari figure. But this is probably one of the best looking and cleanest painted Sega figures I've ever gotten in my entire life. First off, the metallic pink looks fantastic, and it really helps pop all of the different areas of the suit that is not pink, and the detail in and of itself just looks fantastic from front and back. And yes, I know, but the bolts on her shoulder blades to the little details on her arms and on her wrists, they look fantastic. And in this shot here, this is like the only paint flub I could find, is just that the little ribs or ridges on the side of her plug suit are just a little messily painted. Other than that, everything else looks fantastic. Another major praise for Sega, the clear translucent hair that they used for Mari looks amazing. I love that it starts off really dark, and then as it comes down towards the ends of her hair, it's much more see-through. Looks awesome, especially with the pink shining through it. And just like with Rei, I gotta give Sega even more credit for these hands. These look amazing. The metallic blue paint on Mari's neck, to the darker red leading to the 05 on her chest. This is some really, really fantastic looking detail, and it's extremely clean as well. Truly, the cheapest looking thing on this figure are the red glasses, but that was to be expected. And just like with Rei, it looks like the eyes are applied very weirdly, but get her at a good angle like these two right here, and it's going to look perfectly fine. And again, the detail on the shoulders and the chest, fantastic. Sega, you're killing it. I am a big fan of Evangelion. I am a very big fan of Rei Ayanami, clearly. And through all the Godzilla hype that's been smacking me in the face this past year, I have been slowly adding more to the Evangelion collection. I really do need to start balancing everything out when it comes to the Evangelion collection, because Rei Ayanami is starting to be the more prominent character in the collection. I would like to get more Eva unit figures. I would like to get more characters in, because it is truly an amazing, amazing series that, yes, has its faults like every other series does. But I love it to no end. I love these characters to no end, even Shinji, even though he annoys me to a certain degree. But if by watching this video you are interested in checking out Neon Genesis Evangelion, it will be hitting Netflix on June 21st. And if you don't have Netflix, there's a bunch of anime streaming websites that you can stream this for free. The original 26 episodes, the 2 movies, and the 3 rebuild films. If you want any information on that, maybe I'll make a video on it. Or you can Google it, because I think Google pretty much explains it. But anyway, alright everybody, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I've been meaning to do a lot more Evangelion-based figure reviews on this channel. Next to this pack of 3 figures, I recently got 2 other ones that I want to do a video for. I got a plushie that I want to do a video for. And there's just a few other Evangelion figures that I just never got around to making figures for way back when the channel first started. Now with this setup and everything, I feel like I can finally do that. It's just a matter of patience. But anyway, in the comment section below, let me know if you enjoyed this video or not. Let me know if you think I can improve in certain areas when it comes to my figure reviews. Please, constructive criticism. I will take it to heart and I will work on it. I promise. We're just a couple of weeks away from Neon Genesis Evangelion finally hitting Netflix, so why don't you also let me know in the comment section below if you plan on watching the anime and its 2 films. I have been ShinRobjira. I hope you enjoyed, and please look forward to more Evangelion content coming very, very soon. Until next time, everybody. See you there.